Hey everybody, welcome back to this postscript. I hope you're having a great week so far. This last Sunday, we had a special treat for those that managed to attend. We were outside. And while I know that's not unprecedented here at First St. Andrews, it was my first time to help lead a worship service outside with a beautiful stage that has been utilized by a number of groups, artists, and others that maybe just need a place to sit down after walking through the city. We had a blast, and from the comments, the feedback that I received so far, everybody really appreciated not only the service itself, but the quality of the production. And thanks to Catherine for that, because I went and looked at it on home. Between her, Jim, Chris Wood doing sound, I think it all came together quite well. So I hope you managed to enjoy that. There will be another one on Labor Day weekend, so we're looking forward to that. And maybe next year more, depending on the additional feedback we get. But it is nice to be outside, to be there with other beings, not just us, and to have a breeze every now and again. It was good weather as well, so I'm grateful we were. During that service, though, I spoke about something that was less comfortable than the environment, and that was the words of the prophet Habakkuk. Many of us are not as familiar with Habakkuk, just 3 chapters. It's a very short little book that's included as a part of the Minor Prophets section. But the words of Habakkuk are significant. In part, what struck me in the reading that was shared in lectionary this last Sunday was Habakkuk's desire to not look at what God was inviting him to look at. Habakkuk very much is tired of looking at the violence, the evil, the war, the famine, the hunger, the suffering. Habakkuk, like us, does not want to keep seeing it day after day after day. However, Habakkuk points out that we have brought ourselves to this situation collectively. Now, Habakkuk speaking to the children of Israel, but I think we can extrapolate and say we as humans have unfortunately created conditions that have led to suffering and violence the world over. Maybe not individually, but if we're going to join together and enjoy the successes of human beings, we have to take some responsibility for the failures. And I think when one looks at war, one looks at destruction, one looks at the indifference to climate change, the lack of effective policies that have been passed globally, I think we have to count those as failures, which are not the final word on our situation, but they are a reminder to take action. And that's kind of what I was trying to point out on Sunday. When we have to look at that which we would rather not look at, it's a reminder that the oracle that begins the reading of the lectionary passage can also be translated as burden. It is a burden to see that. But a burden is what calls us to action. Carrying that burden requires action. It's a crisis that demands a response. And that's where we come in. If somebody asks me, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I would say the very first thing that comes to mind in a given moment, because there will never be an end to the things you can do. But don't become paralyzed by worrying about solving all the problems because you can't. I can go ahead and take that worry off your plate. You can't get to everything, and you yourself as an individual can't. We as a community can do more. But even we at First St. Andrews can't tackle everything, but we can name things, we can provide avenues, we ourselves can raise awareness, we can donate, we can volunteer, we can serve, all of which we are doing. Now, this is not to say let up, but it's to say keep doing, keep moving, keep looking at those things that you would rather not look at. Yes, they are uncomfortable, but that which makes us uncomfortable is a call to self-examine and a call to act in such a way that we can alleviate a bit of the suffering that we see. We're doing that, but let's not stop doing it, because that's what makes us the body of Christ. It's what allows us to be the example we want to be, the refuge we seek to be, the place that is inviting for other human beings that want to join in that effort. So I thank you for all the work that you are doing and the work that you're excited to keep doing, because that's why I'm here. I know that's why everybody is here right now. So enjoy your summer. And also, don't stop serving and doing outreach, because that is part of the joy of life as we understand it as people of faith. Thanks for joining me this week. I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.